Hi, everyone. We are going to continue on with reading our book, The Home of the Brave. If you did not listen to the first part of this, I need you to go back into live lessons and find the read aloud that we read the first section, so this makes sense. And we're going to continue on today with some more pages. Again, if you look there, this is written as poetry. So you're going to see stanzas, which are poem paragraphs, and short, sweet chapters. Again, Keck has just moved here to Minnesota in the United States from Africa. So you could imagine how different, and if you know Minnesota, it's the middle of winter, it's cold, how different of a life he is all of a sudden being thrown into here versus where he came from. All right, this part is called Old Words, New Words. The helping man is called Dave. He tells me he's from the Refugee Resettlement Center, but I don't know what those words are trying to say. If you don't know what a refugee is, I want you to pause for a second and go look that word up. It's going to be important to Keck's identity here. He isn't tall like my father was, and there's hair on his face, the color of clouds before rain. I'm noticing he's saying my father was, and that's making me wonder some things about Keck's life. His car is red and coughs and burps when he tries to make it go. Doesn't much like the cold either, he says. I smile to say understand, although I do not. Sometimes Dave speaks English, the tangled sounds they tried to teach us at the refugee camp, and sometimes he uses my words. He's like a song always out of tune, missing notes. To help him, I try some English, but my mouth just wants to chew the words and spit them on the ground. We are like a cow and a goat, wanting to be friends, but wondering if it can ever be. If you're someone who speaks another language besides English, you probably understand what Keck's talking about right now, right? And I've traveled to countries where they don't speak English, and I'm trying to speak Spanish, and it feels the same way, right? Like a cow and a goat, and we want to be friends, but the language can be such a hard barrier sometimes. The next chapter is called Questions. We drive past buildings, everywhere cars, everywhere dead trees. Who killed all the trees? I ask. They're not dead, Dave says. This is called winter, and it happens every year. In spring, their leaves will come back. You'll see. He turns to smile. His eyes are wise and calm, the eyes of a village elder. Your family will be happy to see you, Dave says. But he doesn't mean my truest family, my mother and father and brother. I don't answer. I reach into my pocket and feel the soft cloth I carry with me everywhere. Blue and yellow, torn at the edges, the size of my hand, soft as new grass after good rain. Keck does a great job of figurative language in this. He's constantly comparing things, using similes and metaphors, which make comparisons. So it helps us picture. We should really be getting mental images right now. This soft as new grass after good rain. And I bet you can just picture that and think about that. Dave asks, when did you last see your aunt and cousin? A long time ago, I say, before the camp. I can tell that Dave has many questions. I wonder if all America people will be so curious. My mouth is going to get very sore stumbling on words all day long. We stop at a light hung high in the air, red and round like a baby sun. How was the airplane trip? Dave asks in English. When I don't answer, he tries again using my words. Did you like the flying boat? I liked it very much, I say. I'd like to fly such a boat. One day myself, when Mama comes, we'll take a flying boat around the world. I want you to think about what is a flying boat? He's just not knowing the English word for that. But yeah, it's an airplane. Dave turns to look at me. You know, Keck, he says, we aren't sure where your mother is. His voice has the soft sting of pity in it. We don't know if she is. She's fine, I tell him. I look out the window at the not dead trees. She will come, I say, and this time I use my words, my music. Starting to feel for Keck here. The next chapter is called What the Heck? We drive down a long road with many fast cars. Still, there are buildings, and sometimes not. I see a long fence made of old gray boards, and then I see the cow. Stop! I yell. I feel regret in my heart to use such harsh sounds with my new helping friend. Please stop, I say, gently this time. What? Dave asks. What's wrong? Did you not see her? The brave cow in the snow. Dave glances in the looking back glass. Cow? Oh, yeah. That used to be a big farm. Lot of land around here is getting sold off now. But that farmer's hanging on. I don't understand his words. But I can hear that he doesn't love cattle as I do. And I feel sorry for him. I twist in my seat. The don't move belt across my chest pulls back. Oh, what the heck, Dave says. I have not yet learned the meaning of heck, but I can see that it's a fine and useful word because he turns the car around. It's really fun throughout this book to see Keck start to grapple with English and the way he explains his thinking. I mean, imagine if you didn't know the word heck and someone uses it in this context and turns the car around. It's like, wow, that's a great word. That's one of my favorite words. We are stopping here today. Can't wait to see what's next.